Will you join me in closing your eyes, in closing our eyes, and relaxing for a moment before we briefly discuss whatever it is that we're gonna end up discussing. And we're closing our eyes and taking a break, a short break from the society that we have built, from the society around us, and everything in it, right up to the point right before this video started. You know, whatever your day included, whatever time your day started, whatever you may have done up till this moment, waking up, getting ready for work, rushing to work, maybe doing some sport activities before work, and then going to the office or the workplace, working for many hours, either for someone else or for yourself, and competing with others, delivering on deadlines, you know, and the whole pressure of it. Then coming back home to your family, to your responsibilities, personal responsibilities, and preparing for the next day, you know, talking briefly with your family about their own day, all the while being rushed to have dinner maybe, and to include everyone in the discussion and the conversation, your wife, your parents, you know, children, and then rushing to prepare for the next day, and then waking up the next day, and then so on and so forth. And then, or included in that routine or day-to-day living, also is the entertainment and the distraction from the routine and machinery and that coldness of that day-to-day cycle. And so enter entertainment in its various forms, depending on your interests, your culture, your background, your community, your upbringing. You will indulge in some form of entertainment as a break from that day-to-day machinery, cold machinery, responsibilities, competitiveness, running behind money to pay the bills, to have a roof over your head, to have more than a roof over your head, better car, better job, better house, so on and so forth. All of that seems to be our day-to-day grind, our yearly grind, and that grind continues apparently for many years, many decades, lifetimes even. Goes from generation to generation in more or less the same groove, doesn't it? And so in this entertainment is the whole spiritual entertainment, which is becoming trendy again these days. As economic times get tougher, so does, entertainment goes hand in hand with that. entertainment increases, or the demand for entertainment increases, or our demand for entertainment increases as times get tougher economically, financially, emotionally. So we seek, a meaning behind all of this struggle. What is this all the struggle for? Why am I toiling away day in, day out? Yes, for my family, for my children. Is there something else? Is there something more personal, something more satisfying? And so we seek various forms of entertainment and distraction, really. Be it religious entertainment, spiritual entertainment, psychedelic entertainment, drugs, various forms of drugs. There's a whole menu out there which the world seems to be very interested in. Ayahuasca, hash, you name it. And it seems to be very, very popular, even among, corporate people and so on. And essentially what this is it not? It's a distraction from our day-to-day grind. We wait until we take that break, whether once a year or once a month or once a week, to have that drink, to take that drug, to read that spiritual book, to attend that spiritual concert by that guru. And all of that makes us feel a little bit better, at least momentarily. But does it really make us feel better or make us better permanently or in a sustainable, consistent manner? Are we consistent people? We read a great deal about being good and doing good in this world, about love, etc., about peace, and yet we live very insular lives. We're mostly concerned with our own groups, are we not? Whether that group be our small family, whether that group is a bigger group which includes our circle of friends, even a bigger group which is our country, our nation, our religious group that we identify and belong to, our professional circle, the organizations that we work for, the professions, the industries that we are part of. We seem to identify and seem to be very concerned with these groups. This is the kind of people we are we not? And this makes us insular, makes us separate from other groups and from the rest of the world. So we go and read about love, and yet we are competing with other groups. And how can love and competition go hand in hand? I don't think it can. I mean, obviously, just take a look at the life we lead. Take a look at one single day, and you will see the aggression there, the competition, the comparison, the coldness, the pollution that we produce by chasing what we chase on a daily basis, the carelessness that we demonstrate to everything, really, to our own health, as we chase, the dream whatever dream we're chasing, dream of a better car, better job, better country, better life for our families and parents. In this process of chasing, see how careless we are to our own health, to our own children, to our own family, to the other group, living not only on the opposite side of the world, but also in the other street, or maybe even the other apartment next door. And so we're not consistent people. We read and talk maybe even about love and peace and unity among humanity, and yet we live a very insular, destructive, aggressive life. And so obviously our spiritual practices and endeavors are merely a form of distraction from the bestiality of the life that we lead, from the bestiality of our own nature. And so when we start our discussion, closing our eyes, we're trying to take a break from all of that, including a break from entertainment, because this is not why we are here. This is not why we are talking together, listening together in this group. This is not why we are here, hopefully. We are not merely taking a break from our day-to-day grind merely to indulge in some form of entertainment, spiritual, religious, intellectual, philosophical. We're not interested in any of that. And so we're not taking a break from that. We're taking a break from all of that in its totality. When we close our eyes, try to relax and try to make a break from whatever we've seen so far today. Because if we simply continue our day as it is and enter this discussion or any discussion, then really we're merely perpetuating the same thing in this discussion. And I'm afraid if we do that, then we won't go anywhere. We won't go far beyond the day, our normal day. And therefore society has no chance of going anywhere or beyond any limitation. So it's really very important to take a breath without counting or practicing any breathing technique or regurgitating any mantra when we do close our eyes for a few moments, but just to relax and be free from that day. And that will be the beginning of our discussion. But I'm afraid that break is all too difficult to happen. This momentary break where we part ways with everything that has happened today, everything that has happened yesterday, and everything that we're worrying about tomorrow. It's very difficult to close your eyes and be free from all of that. And it's not that closing the eyes is going to make it all happen. It's not a trick. This is not another technique, a meditative technique. But on a physical level, not psychological level, on a physical level, I think closing the eyes briefly does break our vision and our reception of what we're seeing in front of us. Briefly. And hopefully we're doing the work, we're living the work when our eyes are open, not only when they are closed. And I think this is a very important thing to realize, that meditation doesn't start when you close your eyes, but hopefully meditation is happening all the time, perhaps especially when the eyes are open, perhaps especially as one is living the day, going to work, talking to one's family, to one's parents, the way one eats, the way one talks, the way one walks. That is meditation. And I'd be very careful about this word, and not for this word not to evoke any kind of spiritual sensations or fantastical sensations. This is not some fantasy we're trying to address here or talk about. And so I think it's good to start in such a way without any form of spiritual entertainment. Then only I think it is possible for us to discuss together something real, something not fantastical, something very different, very, very different from our usual day, from the ugliness that we ourselves have brought about and have called society. We'll stop here and continue these discussions, hopefully on a regular basis.